come here. Sit down. I have been untruthful to y'all, and I want to apologize, but I am so excited that I can finally tell you guys. I knew about Aurora about a month ago. I'm so sorry, but I'm about to give you all of the scoops, all of the details, everything that the Riot devs told me face to face. You're about to get them. So let's talk about it. Okay, so truth is, don't look at my notes. Don't look. Truth is, when I went to that little Riot summit thing a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months, at the beginning of June, I went there with a bunch of other global creators. I mean, like all over the world. There were creators from Japan. There were creators from Brazil. There were creators from the United States, everywhere. Yeah, it was for Aurora. And it was for one other, well, all the details cannot be unleashed yet. We're gonna wait a little bit, but what I can tell you is that I knew about Aurora at the beginning of June, and y'all, they told me that they were working on Aurora for like the past 7 years, if I remember correctly. Let me get my notes. Hold on. Okay, let me make sure y'all can't see my notebook. That's still under NDA. OMG, that's still under NDA. Okay, yeah, they've been working on Aurora since 2017, y'all. That's 7 years worth of development. But I'm gonna give you all of the tea on Aurora. I have all of her abilities, and we're gonna go over everything, and I'll be showing you everything. But also, I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about the backstory and how it didn't resonate with me as much as it would other people, but I was still moved by her story. So let's go. Aurora is the witch between worlds. So as y'all can see from the trailer and what you're going to see today, she very much is in this world, but she can see and enter into another. That's why you're able to see all of the spirits and all of that stuff that she can interact with, and she gets benefits from in her kit. So let's talk about that. Her passive is a stacking passive. Okay, I hope my iPad doesn't die. It is on 4%. Her passive is a stacking passive. So if Aurora damages a enemy 3 times, that's with either her basic attacks or her abilities, she will then do magic damage and exercise a spirit. So that spirit is going to follow her around for a little bit, and it gives her a little buff. She's going to gain movement speed and additional healing for 3 seconds. Now she can stack this passive. She can get more than 1 spirit. It's like really up to like 3 or 4. They go away after a little while. And when I played her, yes, because I played her while I was over at Riot, I really thought it was going to be more Lilia-esque, where like, you know, it just stacks and stacks and she just moves super duper fast. Apparently they made some changes before the League of Legends creators were there, because it used to be like that, but it is no longer like that. So it's not like crazy, and maybe I was using her wrong. That could very likely be the case, but I talked to other creators like Stunt and Midbeast, and yeah, it just wasn't giving that Lilia-esque. I mean, she's still cute. The passive is still cute. And again, it's 3 attacks. So it could be an auto, a Q, and an E. It could be an auto, and like, you know, it's like, it's everything. It's any type of damage. So yeah, when she gets the spirit, this is then called spirit mode. And for every additional spirit she has, the effects are increased by 5%. So again, this can stack, and it can stack a lot. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get into her backstory. Let me go back. So Aurora is a skirmisher mage, and she is a top laner, but they said that they also do expect to see her mid, because again, she is that mage. And y'all, you may not have known this, but she is representation for autism. Riot says that they are very much dedicated to seeing groups of people and wanting them to have representation in League of Legends. So although she doesn't represent all instances of the autistic spectrum, she does represent autism. And y'all, when I was listening to the story, not only the, like, you know, the lore writer and the voice actor, because they both are autistic, they were saying like, it makes them so happy that they can have a champion in game that they can relate to. Like some of her voice lines or some of her actions, they're like, that is something I would do in real life, and it just makes me so happy. And honestly, I love that for them. Like, I am so big on representation, and I want everyone to feel included, and I want everyone to feel loved, and I want everyone to feel seen. The fact that this made them feel so seen, I was like, I almost cried. Like, I was so happy for them. But yeah, let's keep going. I can give y'all a little bit of backstory now, or I'll give you a little bit of backstory. But from my notes, it says that she can see, let me put this back on the charger. So for the backstory, it says that she can see between the spirit and the material realm. And that little animal thing that we was seeing in the orange trailer, that is a demigod called Hastri. Not too entirely sure on how we're gonna say that. However, Aurora finds companionship with nearby spirits because she struggled with friends in the real world. So instead of not being able to communicate and relate to the people of this world, she sees these spirits and wants to help them and be friends with them. Because Hastri, the demigod, the little animal demigod, people stopped telling their story or something like that. I'm sorry, y'all. They were getting forgotten. And so Aurora saw that, helped them because they were getting angry. And yeah, I'm not the biggest lore person, but this is coming from my scribble scrabble of notes that I can show you the pages. You just can't see anything else. Still under NDA. Apparently she was going to be called Lilibel. Makes me think that like the whole Lilia thing, because remember she's been in development since 2017. They took that and they gave it to Lilia. That's what I'm thinking. Next, she's a Vastayan rabbit, and they were exploring other animals like a squirrel, a chipmunk, but they chose against it. All of her outfits are hand knit and crocheted by her because they were saying like those with autism don't like certain textures on their skin. But yes, she's very creative. I have notes of her being a very creative person. Next page. I also have here that she is a spirit advocate and she wants to help them. She can open doors from this realm into the spirit world and move things in between. Her color scheme is a balance of fire and ice, and her magic, it's something that she explored and found herself. So all of those little, because you know she's a witch, all of those little symbols and all of those little systems, those are hand drawn by her because this is a magic that she herself created. Okay, let's get back into gameplay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so her Q is called Twofold Hex. She fires a blast of cursed energy in a straight line, dealing magic damage and marking enemies with spirit energy. She can then recast this ability, ripping the spirit energy out of the enemy, dealing magic damage to enemies it passes through again. So when she throws out this Q, she can move around. Think of like Sivir Q. She throws out that Q. If she moves to the left, the boomerang gonna come back to the left type of deal. So she will rip that Q out of them, bringing those things to the left. So if somebody gets hit by the first Q and then she moves and then there's somebody else in front of them now, she can hit that new person based off of her stance, of where she's standing. For her W, she gets to hop in one direction, becoming invisible and entering spirit mode. So she's gonna get that movement speed and additional healing for several seconds. If she gets a takedown on an enemy champ, this cooldown is reset. Now, must I say, when she is invisible, I have been able to cast abilities and remain invisible. I don't know if that's going to stay in the game because they said that they will make changes after we leave, because this was back at the beginning of June. We almost at the end. I don't know if they've changed that, but back when I played her, she could definitely stay and still cast those abilities. And you can even see that in some of the gameplay that I recorded, because all of that gameplay that y'all see, that was done by me, bestie. When she uses W, that is her going from like this world on Summoner's Rift into the spirit world. So that's when she crosses over. And then with her E, she will send out a blast of magic damage, kind of like Quay's lava or whatever that he be doing. She will send out a blast of magic damage in an area that will slow damage, and she will hop back on cast. Finally, for her ultimate, she sends out a shockwave of magic damage that will also slow enemies. Now, Aurora will then enter spirit mode, so she again gets that movement speed and that bonus healing, which allows her to travel from one end of her ult to another. If the enemies touch the edge of her ult, back to the center you go, and you're going to take a lot of damage. So honestly, if you want to think about it, think of Camille ulti but bigger, and then you're going to also think of like Oriana ulti in terms of the shockwave. That's if they touch the edges, but it also does damage when she first cast it. Does that make sense? So when she casts, it does damage, and then if she touches the edges, she can go from one side to the other. And then if you touch the edge, damage again. And yes, you go back to the center. So yeah, no, it's giving. Now, here are my first thoughts on Aurora. As someone who got to play her, y'all, she is super duper short range. If you thought you were going to be doing damage and throwing abilities from afar, you are sadly mistaken. She is super short range. And I think they did that because she's top lane, but I also think while playing her that is like a kind of weakness. When I was talking to the devs, they said that they put certain restrictions and certain weaknesses on her so that she wouldn't be too OP on that release. They hear y'all feedback. They said they tired of putting out these champions they be busted for the first 3 weeks. Okay, they hear y'all. And then I got to ask some questions about Aurora, and I wanted to share those with y'all just to give y'all a full rundown of everything that I said. I'm trying not to make this video too long. Oh, another thing is you cannot dash out of Aurora ulti. You can flash out, but if you try to Vayne Q, that's not gonna work. If you try to Samira E, that's not gonna work. You can Ezreal E over the border. You can flash, but if you touch it, you back to the center. Okay. I asked them, what are some recommended core items or runes for her? They suggested going what basic burst mages go, electrocute, phase rush, and then they said for a build path, it would be Ludens into, I don't know what PC is. Phantom Cancer? Ooh. I don't know what PC is. Whatever the mages say PC is, that's what it is. And then goes on. Yes. I asked, do you expect to see her support or even ADC with all of I was talking about the Seraphine APCs. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing it. So I asked them. They said that they are trying to avoid abuses and they put weaknesses in place, like short range, but at the same time, they do not want to stop innovation. So if someone wants to take her support, they say more power to you, sis. They said also, if y'all see those little post-game surveys, to put your frustration in those because they read every single last one. That's what they said. Oh, and then some other little lore things. They said that the demigod became forgotten, who then became feral, and that's why they became friends with Aurora, because she tried to help them. And then they also said that they tried to write voice lines with Aphelios since Aurora is in the spirit realm, but it ended up not working, so they ended up scrapping that. The voice actor who was there at the time said that she does hum Ornn's song, and Aurora also wants people to see that she is so unapologetically herself, which I love. She said that Aurora is a big representation for autism and she feels so seen, which made me emotional. I put that here. And yeah, that's all I got for the notes on Aurora. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rundown. I wanted to give y'all all of the info that I had and purely put it on your plate so that you can experience it with me. That's what I always try to do. Anytime I'm interacting with Riot or they give me the behind the scenes, I want to give you the behind the scenes. So with that being said, I will be releasing a full vlog on Friday because I got something planned for tomorrow. I will be releasing a full vlog of everything that happened. You'll see inside Riot Games with me on Friday, so do be on the lookout. I also filmed a skincare routine while I was there, so you guys are also getting that. I'm trying to give y'all everything that y'all asked for. Okay, I love y'all so much, and y'all put me in these rooms, and so I'm trying to bring these rooms to y'all. Love y'all so much. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel so you get alerts when I do post a new video, and make sure you watch those. And then also comment, please comment. It boosts me in the algorithm and I love to respond to y'all. I really do. Also tell me what y'all think about Aurora. Do y'all like her? I think she's so cute. I think she's so beautiful, and I will see y'all in the next video. If you don't already, make sure you also follow me on Twitch. All of my socials, they're everywhere. You can find them in the description. And until the next one, I love you so much. Bye bye.